这两天有一个美国的高官，他泄露了美国的核基地，还有关于伊朗、乌克兰等等一些内部信息。先看一下这个人 ，James O'Keefe。新冠那个时候，他曾经偷拍了，他偷拍到一个辉瑞的那么一个人，那个人就说，如果我们自己把病毒给它搞变异了，我们在事先就准备好疫苗，你看这多赚钱呀！那个人辉瑞的时候他就搞过这么一次，也就是因为这事儿 ，James O'Keefe 这个人就有名了。他被认为是极右的，他很讨厌民主党，很讨厌左翼，很讨厌政治正确，反正他就很讨厌这些东西。他就经常的他用的办法就偷拍人家，你看到的是个女的去吸引什么高官什么之类的，就套出一些话来。那次那辉瑞那个男的是个同性恋者，所以去吸引他的是一个看上去像同性恋的一个男的跟他说话，就把他给拍下来了。人说他趁人家不注意的时候，什么酒吧什么的，就他盯准了什么人，他就偷拍。这次他偷拍的这个人是一个美国的高官，是负责核安全的。这个人的工作头衔叫美国陆军部核生化安全处处长。这个人的名字叫 Andrew Hugg 安德鲁。
I'm independent journalist Brianna Morello here filling in for James O'Keefe for the latest exclusive report inside the U.S. Department of the Army. Andrew Hugg is a nuclear and chemical surety branch chief with the U.S. Department of the Army. He reveals a surprising amount of detailed information to our undercover journalists about the locations of the U.S. nuclear arsenal and the methods that are being used by the United States to defend against foreign nuclear attacks. To protect U.S. national security interests, we have omitted certain pieces of information from this report.
So you said there's missiles underground?
Yeah. In the Cold War days, we had them like all over the place. But now we've kind of shrunk them down with Russia working with treaties. But then now you got China that's like, well, I don't have a treaty. So China's building more. They're planning to build more than we got.
Okay,
so
really?
That's the problem. Is like we have all these sensors in space. We have radars, all these sensors to detect a launch.
You detect the launch coming from someone else?
Yeah, with space satellites, with radars, you'll see it. On the radar, you'll actually see the thing flying. You'll know how big it is, the speed. That's a missile. I mean, you can tell all this stuff.
According to Andrew Hugg, nuclear officials that oversee the missile launch procedures are trained to initiate a launch even if it is a Girl Scout that presents the launch order with the correct codes. Fire.
We're literally trained that, if a Girl Scout, this is serious, we were always trained if a Girl Scout gives you a message, a launch message, she knocks on your door, goes, here you go, she gives you a launch message on a box of cookies, she wrote it down. If it passes all the checks, go. If she just passes it on to you, that's what we're trying to say, no matter how you get it, take action. Because that's how you have to do it in a war, because you don't know.
Yeah.
They can take down most of the communication.
Right.
So it's an extreme example, but we actually would train that. Like no matter what, you go.
While the example may sound humorous, imagine if this branch chief was actually talking to a Chinese spy. He has now just revealed where our nukes are stored and the exact method we would use to defend ourselves against Chinese nukes. And even revealed that if China wanted to trigger a false launch from the US, all they need is the launch code and a Girl Scout. On a second interaction, Andrew Hugg went into details about the war with Iran, confirming that there are no plans to nuke Iran. But in the wake of the February assassination of the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Hugg tells our journalist that President Trump is going to kill his son, Mojtaba Khamenei, if he, quote, doesn't change his ways.
Do you think we're actually going to No. We're not moving nukes. We're not going to nuke it. We're not doing that now.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about nuking anybody.
Do you think we're going to kill one of them here?
Don't do it. Yeah, I don't know who, but he might kill the next guy, the son.
His son?
Yeah, because the son took over. He won't be any different.
Do you think they would kill his son?
If he doesn't change his ways, then everything kills.
The journalist goes on to ask Andrew Hugg about the March 2026 strike in Minab, Iran, which killed over 150 school children. It has been deemed a violation of international humanitarian law.
This is the moment a missile slammed into an Iranian base in Minab. Weapons experts tell CNN the wings and tail are consistent with a Tomahawk missile. This new video is the clearest evidence yet that suggests it was the United States that struck an elementary school next to that Revolutionary Guards base, killing scores of students.
To which Andrew coldly replies, quote, there's been collateral damage. They, meaning kids, always die in war.
I was hearing something that we killed kids in the war. Did we actually?
I'm sure there's been some collateral damage. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, they always die in war. Yeah. But you fight. I mean, but
we actually did kill a kid something.
not intentionally, but yeah. Well, I'm sure we've killed civilians in Iraq, Iran after three. They look at every single possibility, what size weapon we're trying to do here. So let's use this weapon versus that weapon. It might be safer. In the school over here, we identify what's here. It's an apartment building.
But perhaps the most disturbing of all, Andrew Hug details how the U.S. is researching and developing nerve agents or chemical weapons in a laboratory in Aberdeen, Maryland.
So nerve agent is a chemical weapon that if you spray it on people, it will make a certain enzyme, which is called cholinesterase. It regulates your neural transmissions, okay? So with this chemical, this nerve agent, it kills that enzyme, and lungs won't work, your heart won't work, nothing will work. We have this here in Maryland.
The nerve agent that Andrew is describing here is sarin. It's a highly toxic human-made organophosphorus. Sarin acts as a potent inhibitor of enzymes, and over time, the binding becomes irreversible. In 1987, the U.S. joined the Chemical Weapons Convention, which bans the development, stockpiling, and use of chemical weapons. The U.S. had about 30,000 tons of chemical weapons, including nerve agents. In July 2023, the U.S. completed destruction of the last declared chemical weapons at the Bluegrass Army Depot in Kentucky. As long as the nerve agents are not weaponized, the U.S. is allowed to conduct research and development for scientific purposes such as preventative treatment. However, this becomes more concerning when Andrew Hug reveals that one of the chemists in that lab was so careless, refusing to wear appropriate safety gear, that she accidentally exposed herself to the nerve agent.
She was just being lazy, and she wore Crocs, and she, got lazy.
What? Who's she? Or what?
She's a lab chemist. She's a lab tech. She's supposed to wear all this gear, and she's like, I don't like it. She just wore Crocs and her own clothes.
Yeah.
And so it's soaked in her clothes. And just soaked very well on her skin. So she could literally start touching stuff. Other people would touch like a door, and then people would die.
The journalists also questioned Andrew Hug on Ukraine and whether the diplomats were really using U.S. aid to buy themselves mansions and sports cars. And the nuclear branch chief confirms, quote, they stole our money. They bought houses, $100,000 cars. They can get themselves rich and go live in Dubai.
Like I said, I lived in Ukraine and worked there with the government.
Really?
That government is so corrupt. They stole our money. I worked on Obama's tax money that he said. They just stole it, and they bought houses, cars, $100,000 cars. They're officials in the government. Yeah. So they get their hands on the tax money from you and me.
Oh my God.
And they're like, oh yeah. And then now that it's $100 billion, $200 billion, they're stealing it all. So.
Dang. Okay, so
yeah,
why would they use that money for that? Wouldn't they need it for nuclear weapons?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. But but if they can get themselves rich and leave and go live in Dubai, that's better than they don't care about the people. No, they couldn't care less about the people.
Andrew Hug even details that he personally witnessed 10 Ukrainian officials steal $1 million each and immediately spend it on luxury cars.
You can tell about Ukraine and how corrupt. And when I was there, they stole $1 million one day. That was the first thing I saw stolen was $1 million, and they bought these guys that make $350 a month in their political job. Each guy, 10 guys stole $1 million. They each bought a $100,000 car, BMW 7, Range Rover, all $100,000 cars from the money Obama gave. Yeah.
The branch chief claims he reported it to the Obama White House, to which they replied, quote, we don't care.
Did anything ever happen with that?
I reported it, and guess what the White House said? We don't care. Don't talk about it. We don't want that in the paper because it makes Obama look bad. It looks like he's not in control.
Really?
Yeah, they don't care. It's $1 million. We don't care.
Toward the end of the interaction, Andrew Hug waited for the journalist outside of the bathroom and confronted her, asking whether she is a spy, indicating that Andrew is well aware that the information he was spilling could be severely incriminating if she, in fact, were a spy.
Hey! You love me. That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. You're not spying. You're not spying, though, right?
You're just powerful.
But you're not spying, right?
You're just powerful. And I like that. Let's go back to the table. Okay, sounds good.
As political tensions appear to be reaching a boiling point all over the world, and the U.S. officially entered a state of open warfare with Iran, national security and discretion is more important than ever. Andrew Hugg is lucky that he was talking to an OMG undercover journalist and not an Iranian spy, as he casually discussed Trump's strategy and intentions. When a top nuclear official is this loose-lipped about our defensive measures, Iranian war plans, locations of nukes, while our country is actively at war, it puts every single one of us in mortal danger.
你看他这里头又说到伊朗，又说到乌克兰，他一开始的时候还把他的几个放核武器的地点什么都说出来了，当然他没放出来了，但是这个人都给说出来了。现在这个人被停职了，听上去他应该不会去用核武去对付伊朗，但是特朗普一定会继续要去刺杀伊朗的领导人了。就反正这个人给的信息挺多的。